Right, welcome to round one of the Vale Golf Country Club. Finally, I don't want to give it away like what I scored, but it's under par at last, finally playing some good golf. So I just want to thank Ryan Fricker. We spent like 2 7-hour sessions together this week, finally putting things together. So this is every single shot with commentary. If you like it, leave it a like, subscribe, and yeah, hopefully we can do the same tomorrow. Right, so as I said, we're going to do every single shot, commentate over it as normal. If you're new to the channel, just make sure you subscribe, because this is what we're doing all year, just playing most of the Jamega tournaments as we go through to working our way through to Euro Pro Q end of the year in South Africa. But yeah, finally, like I said, spent some time with Ryan this week and it's really helped. Games feeling a lot more comfortable, especially on the greens, keeping it in play, and less left misses, which is great. So the scorecard has quite a lot of action. There's not many pars out there, but it's nice to be able to make quite a few birdies. But like I said, I'm not going to give away the score. We'll just go through it as we go. I know I post my rounds on Instagram, so you may have already seen the score. But right, so par 4 first is, and it was actually chilly this morning, about 10 degrees. It warmed up to right now. I mean, right now it's 5 o'clock and it's like 25 degrees. But the temperature changed quite a lot throughout the day. Left myself 180 into the first, sitting a little 8-iron into the wind, and just left it on the fringe short. Didn't really release. Wasn't quite sure what the pace was this morning. This is probably the worst part here all day. This is, you know, a good 2 foot left and 3 foot long. So I had a little tester to start the round, which, you know, didn't read that well. So not the start that you're after, but moved on to the second hole. This is a long par 5, dog leg right. So you're just trying to finish it on the tree line, which you did. Wound up 260 yards. I'm staying on top of it so much better this week. Hit the 2-iron, which has landed just short, popped up onto the green and released out there, and then got this 10-footer for eagle on the second. So yeah, centre cut with that one, which is nice. Third is a par 3. This is playing 180, trying to hit an 185 number here. Here's 7-iron, like slightly left open, but I've left it like a good 10 yards short. My partner did the same. We just couldn't make ourselves hit the distance we were trying to hit early in the morning when the ball wasn't going as far. Had a bit of a mare out the bunker. This is not the third shot you want when the green is literally banked back to front, and had a bit of a tester. So definitely don't want to miss this and drop the 2 shots that you just made. But anyway, knocked it in. Got a driveway fairly tight. This is a 500 yard par 4 or 5? Par 5. The players in par 5 this week. 500 yards off the backs. Had 200 yards, 198 yards. Just trying to hit it out to this area here on the right. And yeah, just missed. Just missed out on another eagle there. But anyway, those are the putts you want for birdie. Nice little tap in. And then this is an interesting one. So there's a 3-tiered green here. They don't really use the back shelf, but I had a number which was 5 long and 5 left, which is basically exactly what I hit it on, which left myself this swinging putt. And this, I wouldn't have held this if I wasn't using aim point. Aim points help massively, because that putt looked like it swings so hard left to right, but trusted the aim point and put a good roll on it and knocked it in. This is a long par 4 playing, yeah, this is playing long, so it's a good 2-iron and had 180 yards. Knew I couldn't miss the green right, so I was just trying to hit it to the, I was trying to hit this like 5 yards left, maybe 6-7 yards left, which is bang on the line. Had about a 30-footer, maybe 35-footer up the hill, which hit a pretty good speed, and had a little 2-foot putt, fairly straightforward. This shot here, this little stinger, flat stinger, this is something that I've got more comfortable hitting over the last few weeks, especially now I'm staying more on top of it and not getting off it as much. And it just feels such a good like go-to shot when you got a tight par 4 or trouble both sides to just hit that flat stinger out there. Just got stuck on this one, not a good shot, with 9-iron from 155. This chip just didn't really judge chipping into the upslope. And then yeah, bogey, silly bogey really. Shouldn't really be losing a shot there. Right, this is a funky par 5. So there's this stream that intersects the fairway that out there at like 300 yards, so I can't really hit driver, and you can't really go for this in 2 because it is literally up on top of that hill. So this is 2 4-irons, but I left myself way too far in, way further than I thought. I'm playing uphill. This is playing like 175, 180, but hit really good 7-iron in here, wind off the right, and left it just behind the hole and left myself, well, actually moved 2 ways. So this moved like left through the little tram line thing, and then just yeah, took the right line in the end, knocked it in. It's par 5, fairly short par 5, about 480 I think. Hit a nice cut round the corner, right on that cut. I was in between clubs here, in between 9 and 8. Tried to hit the hard 9, big mistake. Really should have just, well, it's not a big mistake, still like knocked on the front of the green, but feel a bit more comfortable just getting on top of it and trapping like slightly less club rather than going all out on one, just because it has a tendency to get me a bit more inside and under it and tilty. But knocked in, so 3 under. Got a par 5 now, which dog legs left to right. You've got to take it on the tree line and hit a little cut. This was not on the tree line with a little cut, and I had 250, but just didn't quite have a good enough lie. There's a hazard out there at 200 yards, which shouldn't really be a problem carrying, but I just sort of in between, so I just knocked it down, left myself 90 yards. It's an area that we've been working on, slightly more divot than I would have wanted here, but it's definitely an area that me and Ryan have been working on a lot in the last week. Had a dead straight putt, literally as flat as it could be. So getting it going a bit at this point. This is an interesting bounce here. This is weird. Oh no, this is the par 3. So this is 198 yards pin, hit a 6-iron just right. Had a bit of an awkward little lie. But yeah, finally short game works paying off. And this is the hole. So hit 4-iron where I'm trying to hit 4-iron, just a little flat one out there, and got a very weird kick up the hill. This was playing 180. This is probably the nicest shot of the day. This is really nice. Without blowing my own trumpet, this come off nice. 7-iron in there, and again aim point. So this broke right to left, even though there's a massive hill on the left. I would never have seen this, and it just fell in the back door. So I was leader at this point. Hit a nice low flat one out there down here. So yeah, leading the tournament. I had no idea. I didn't really know what my score was at this point. I knew I was under par. Had 100. I was playing this about 185, slightly into the wind. So 6-iron. And just pulled it a tad, because I'm just trying to hit this like 6-7 left, 6-7 right of it. Pulled it a tad, slightly long, which to be fair, I was trying to miss it long right. So walking on to the next tee, I had a little chat with one of the Jamega workers, and he was like, "Oh, well done, you're leading." And I was like, "Oh god." So almost, well, I'm to be honest, like, there's like comfort levels, right? And my comfort level at the moment is not being 5 under par, like, and you feel comfortable at certain levels. This is what Connig was telling me about. And to be honest, this is a bit of a funky one. This is a free part, but this moves right to left all the way down, and I couldn't aim point because someone else's line was there. So I just didn't catch the fact that this was going to move right at the end, and didn't see it at all. So it's a free putt bogey, unfortunately. And then yeah, just slightly nervy coming in. Just knowing that, you know, you're right up there in contention, you're getting it under par. There was a bit of a gap here from like 160, and it got to the back. I wish there was more of that shot show, because that was good, that one. Anyway, managed to save par here, which was big, felt big, and then just hit a really bad tee shot here, just slightly out of the flow that I was in. I wound up in a horrible place. That's all I could do, is either try and get 2 club lengths or get here. I ended up getting it to here, and then you're sort of, all you can do from here is just knock it 200 yards and leave yourself 150 yards so far back. Left myself 155 and hit a good 9-iron in here, and I thought this was literally all over it. I thought this was going to end up close, especially seeing that as well. And got up there, it's just on the front fringe. So yeah, at this point it was, you know, just dropped back to 3, and I just wanted to, you know, finish strong, at least get in at 3, if not try and make a birdie. Made a nice swing down here with 3-iron. Left myself 145 into a slight bit of wind off the left. Just hitting 9-iron up here. Yes, I had a look at birdie here and just left it in the front door. Literally really good read there as well. And then 18, this is another one, just trying to hit that flat 2-iron out there, down there, in play. Really liking that shot. And then had 185 yards in and hit a 7-iron. Wind was off the right. I'll be a lie if I said I was trying to land this on the fringe. I was aiming this probably 5 left of the flag, but had a putt for birdie and just just a couple balls harder, and that's probably going in. But finally, like, there's a round, we're under par, 2 shots back at the moment. Round 2 tomorrow, round 2 hopefully coming tomorrow. Yeah, thanks in advance for the comments, and we'll see you tomorrow.